21st, 2024, I arrived at Against the Grain Farm, and I had very little experience with agriculture, gardening, anything. And I get there and I just decided I want to do something for the planet. I was a personal trainer telling people about the importance of organic food and how chemical fertilizers are destroying our planet, but I had no firsthand experience of what I was talking about. And so for me to feel authentic in what I was teaching people, I felt I needed to live and work on a farm, and I was so inspired. So I get to this farm, and I also signed up for a biodynamic farmer training course through the Biodynamic Demeter Alliance with Anthony Mecca. And I was learning the biodynamic method while working on this farm, and it was quite a mixture to be able to talk to the other farmers who've been doing this for a while and just starting out. And so as part of the course, I had a project where I had to do anything. So I decided I'll make a garden next to the little cabin I was living in on the farm. So I started with a Zen rock garden because I was too intimidated to just start planting plants, but I knew I could start with rocks. Rocks don't die. So I started slow. I started to learn about rocks and minerals, and that's the foundation, right? So it only makes sense. And I started learning about which stones would be helpful, the paramagnetic stones bringing energy into the earth, and the diamagnetic stones projecting energy out towards the heavens. And yeah, so I just started learning. So after I got some confidence with getting the soil bare and planting rocks, I decided to start with an herb garden, starting small. That's the theme for this whole project, was do what I can and do what makes sense for me and my confidence level with doing it. Because I want to, you want to respect the planet, you want to respect nature and all the living beings in nature, but you also want to improve upon it, and that's what biodynamic's all about. So first principle, do no harm, start with the rocks, and then I started planting the herbs. And I went and got some flowers at the farmer's market to cover crop the herbs. And now that's 2 weeks into it, and now I'm ready to roll. I was also tending to my inner garden while working on this garden and this whole project and being part of this course. And my mentor, Stuart Lundy, recommended joining the Self-Realization Fellowship Correspondence course to maintain a connection with God, because the Steiner philosophy and a lot of the teachings are very spiritual, but they can get very intellectual. So we wanted to make sure I had a meditation practice and things in place to maintain a balance between the heart and the mind. Another aspect of the Zen rock garden, which did emerge into a vegetable garden, was having a water charger. So this is something I learned from Paul Chek, and you can watch some videos on YouTube about what a water charger is, but in short, you alternate crystal-like, so diamagnetic, and more granite, basalt-like paramagnetic rocks. And if you alternate them in a circle, it creates a circuit that charges up whatever you put in it, especially water, because water is so sensitive to the energies that are around it. And so I built one of these on the farm because I wanted to see if I could build one. And I started small, and there was a pile of rocks down the road, so every day after work I grabbed like 5 or 10 rocks and I would just start building, not trying to do it all at once. That was the key. One of the great things about being on the farm was I was doing farm work for at least 8 hours a day with other very experienced farmers. So I would ask them questions, and they would recommend books, and they would recommend certain things, and they would explain to me why they did certain things, which was just absolutely essential for my learning. And 2 months in, I'm already starting to really feel confident. And that's when I decided the vegetable garden needs to start. So like any great project or endeavor, there's the contemplation phase before action. And I was deep in the contemplation. What should I do? What should I do? And to help with my contemplation phase and with staying centered and grounded, I began a Tai Chi practice in my rock garden, cultivating energy every single day.
What's up, people? Every day, the next 100 days, I am committed to doing a Tai Chi Gong. 20 minutes every day, doing my Tai Chi ruler exercise for the next 100 days. Finish sometime in October. I'm gonna be doing this Gong, so follow along.
So not even a week after I started my Gong, we had some tough things to deal with. So my grandma passed away on July 7th while I was at the farm. That was very sad. And she gave me this clipboard when I graduated college, and I just so appreciate my grandma always messaging me and cheering me on, and I know she's still doing it from the other realms. This is the water charger in full form, fully built, nice dome shape to it, facing the west. It wasn't intentional, just how it ended up being. And my herb garden in full force. So now I've procrastinated long enough on the vegetable garden with good reason, learning and making sure I was able to do it right. And I also now have charged up water and I have these herbs. So now I'm gaining confidence in myself to say, all right, I could do some vegetables. My dad always used to tell me proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that's a principle that is especially true in farming. And so here I am prepping the beds, getting ready, and still every day, what we don't see here is all the questions I'm asking all the people on the farm and all the things I'm reading and that I'm learning from my farming training course. And all you see is such a simple product of that, of all this work is, planting seeds in the soil, watching them grow in the greenhouse, taking care of them, checking on them. It's so simple, but the fact that I had no experience created this fear. So I was just intuitively, a lot of this was intuitive. I'd be like, you know what, today's the day. Today's the day I gotta really prep the beds, and I would be tired, and I would be like, do I really want to do this today? You know, like I already worked, I already did all the work I need to do. No one's gonna know if I did this or not. Like, you know, I can just kind of do something else for the project. But you can see here my Tai Chi practice is creating quite a glow around my body. I think they call that the etheric field. It's starting to strengthen through this work on the farm of my inner being, and it let me know my soul is growing. And so it's reaching that time. I'm getting ready to plant the plants, and I'm following the calendar, reading the calendar of soul. And it's just it was a lot of synchronicities, a lot of just knowing when it was time without having to really read the books and to ask even a lot of questions. I was just listening to the guidance of my inner wisdom.
Today's the day. It's July 22nd, 2024. We're breaking ground on the Chi Garden. We're gonna start on this side with the squash. We got the plants over here. Just finished a successful Monday. Now it's time.
So I planted squash, zucchini, cucumbers, sunflowers, and I covered them with insect covers and mulched them with straw.
All right, so we planted. See what happens.
My favorite part about this whole process was that I would not have had the courage to do this or known what to do if I hadn't been doing it every day and seeing how, oh, we planted these plants and we've been watering them in the fields and watching them grow. I was like, oh, I can do it. But if I hadn't had that experience, if I was just home by myself trying to start a garden, I wouldn't have had the confidence to do this. So September rolls around, things were still getting pretty busy at the farm, but after reading the Cosmic Journal, I was like, you know what, I gotta apply the preps on my own, not just for the farm and the farm owners, but for my own garden, to have a personal experience myself of doing it.
What's up, people? So today we're applying the BD 500 horn manure to my garden. And yeah, I was reading the Cosmic Journal, number 29, good number. And it said today is a good day to apply some of the BD 500 or Pfeiffer field spray. So I got the field spray is in activation mode. It takes about 12 hours, so I'll apply that in the morning. But I'll be using the horn manure this evening. So the horn manure, what you do is you add some lukewarm water. So I use rainwater and spring water that was heated up in a tea kettle, and you get it spinning. You get it real vigorously spinning. Then you switch directions. And as Steiner indicated in the agriculture course, you want to do this for about an hour. I did it for 20 minutes because it's such a small scale. But I use the spoon to start, but then I switch to the stick. So I just get it going with a stick, and if your arm gets tired, you can just switch hands. And that's how I prepared my horn manure. And what you would do is you'd put it in like a backpack to spray it, but I don't have that. Yeah, so generally you would have it in like a field spray backpack, but I don't have that and I don't need that, so I'm just gonna bless it. Anthony Mecca, my teacher in the farmer training course, just recommended giving a blessing, giving a little flick, so that's what I'll be doing in my garden today. Horn manure applied. We've done a good thing for the planet. I got dirt caught in the sprayer, so I just, poured it out and blessed the land to make it more fertile, and that will help improve the humus in the soil.
This is my song, my song.
Day 77. Feeling lucky today. Feeling like a winner. It's so good to have an anchor to fall back on. The full moon's coming up. A lot of things from the unconscious coming up to the surface. So it can be very emotional. Moon, water, emotions, right? A lot of energy. These are factors to consider in the time right now. Remember, nothing's happening to us. It's always happening for us. So what are things in your life that you thought were happening to you, but perhaps through some reflection you realize are actually happening for you. Think about that today.
In search of my soul, till you feel the peak. My soul, feel the peak. Searching all over, close my eyes, all over. Let my soul speak, all over. Till you feel the peak, all over. Till you feel the peak.
While I was doing that gong, I was really daily reminders to myself about the importance of being present with what's happening. And especially leading up to the hurricane, it was quite interesting, the message that I would get every day and about, always appreciating life.
This is my soul, my soul.
Day 88, fully immersed in Hurricane Helene. I'll just show you what's going on. So that's what's going on outside right now. And what can I do about it? I can stay centered, I can stay safe, I'm in communication with people on the farm. In life, sometimes hurricanes come through and they flood everything. But it's not about reacting in a fearful way, but it's about responding in a way that is best for everyone in the situation. So I'm just staying centered, I'm staying safe, and connecting to myself. I just did some Tai Chi, and it's interesting how my mind is hard to keep my mind still because of the craziness in nature, because we are part of nature. But I'm staying safe. Day 88. Have a blessed day.
In search of my soul, till you feel the peak. My soul, feel the peak. Searching all over, close my eyes, all over. Let my soul speak.
Let's see the aftermath. Full fence. Everything got just washed away. Although, rock stack's still standing. Garden, pretty toast.
The hurricane was quite devastating, and I was still at the farm for a couple weeks after, just picking up the pieces, and it was beautiful to see the community come together and all the volunteers helping out at the farm. But all things reached their end, and it was time for me to head on my next phase of the journey.